it is 9 p.m. in RTD. It's time to English New Edition for tonight headlines. We have the launch of a training workshop on hacking and cybersecurity. The info of grade 1B at North Southern Juris training. Welcome to our newsroom. The President of the Republic, Head of Government, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, chaired the 12 sessions of the Council of Ministers at the Palace of the Republic yesterday, marking the start of the political year 2024-2025. At the start of the meeting, the President of the Republic delivered a short address outlining the strategic orientations that will guide the government's actions, providing an overview of government's priority and political orientations for the months ahead. The head of state stressed the importance of redoubling our effort to achieve our objectives and adapt to the ever-changing regional and global challenges, notably globalization, digitalization, geopolitical upheaval, climate challenges and world economic crisis. The head of state added that the global challenges and constraints remain numerous and that it's essential to coordinate and unite opportunities to pursue the transformations of underway in order to strengthen the country's role on the regional, continental and international scene. He pointed out that the government's actions have resulted in economic growth of 7.5% in 2024 thanks to the expansions of activities in strategic sectors such as ports with the cross-border gas refinery project at the Tamerjog. The health and energy. In his speech, the President stressed the importance of pursuing efforts to diversify the country's economy by investing in growth sectors such as tourism, agriculture, renewable energy, small-scale industry, and in order to maintain growth and guarantee sustainable development, attract foreign investment and stimulate innovations in the countries on the international stage. The President indicated in his speech that the signing of the new defense treaty symbolizes our country's determination to reinvigorate a partnership between the Republic of Djibouti and France to strengthen regional stability and security in Africa, as well as reinforcing strategic partnerships between the two countries. We will also share our priority at the next forum, China-Africa Cooperation FOCAC, and at the Summit of the Future in New York to make our voice heard and work with the international community, said the head of state. The President encouraged ministers to focus on key projects aimed at improving living conditions for citizens and supporting sustainable growth. This meeting testifies to the continued commitment of the government under the leadership of the President of the Republic, Head of State Ismail Omar Guelleh, to meet the expectations of citizens while navigating a complex political and economic environment. On Wednesday, August 21, 2024, the Greek flagged empty Sunion was the target of an attack by the Houthi of the Red Sea port city of Hodeidah. The attack caused fires on board the ship. Thanks to the rapid interventions of the French Navy warship, the crew members abandoned the burning ship and were able to be evacuated on Thursday, August 2022, transported from the harbor of Djibouti by a tugboat from the port authority, where they were taken care of by the competent Djibouti authorities. The empty Sunion is carrying on board more than 150,000 tons of crude oil from Iraq. The considerable volume of oil represents a major risk of ecological disaster. An oil spill from the ship could cause an oil spill of devastating magnitude, threatening coastal ecosystems and marine biodiversity in the regions. The area concerned is particularly sensitive as it homes to 80 marine protected areas and 12 ecological and biological significant areas. In addition, this region is classified as the UNESCO Natural Heritage Site, which reinforces the importance of its preservation. These areas are important refuge for marine biodiversity and marine pollution and could have irreversible consequences on the fauna and flora of the region, including on 1,000 years old corals. Faced with this situation, the Republic of Djibouti calls on the international communities to take urgent measures to avoid any risks of spillage and minimize the impact. The Ministry of National Education Vocational Training, in collaboration with the Ministry of Digital Affairs and Innovations, are currently organizing a cybersecurity training workshop on the CFF Omar Gel Ahmed. The training is led by the Expertise France consultant Emily and Frank Kouyami. The training takes place from August 28 to 29, 2024. They brings together all middle and high school principals with the aim of strengthening their understanding of the importance of cybersecurity in the school context. This initiative is part of the awareness campaign that MENFOP has launched among its staff on cybersecurity with the support of ANSI. The main objective of this workshop is to raise awareness of the danger of the internet and to advise trainers so that they can better protect and support the students in the complex world of cyberspace. The training workshop was launched jointly by MENFOP's Director General of Education, Abdi Dirir, and the MDNE representative, Mr. Ahmed Daher Okiye. MENFOP's DGA took the opportunity to salute the fruitful partnership with the delegate Ministry of Digital Affairs and Innovation, recognizing the importance of this collaboration in strengthening cybersecurity awareness in the education sector. For his part, the General Director of Education, Mr. Abdi Dirir, said that this workshop finds its justification in the declarations of the President of the Republic during the Councils of Ministers of August 29, 2023, where he expressed his wish to see the country's youth made aware of the misdeed of outline platforms and certain social networks. With this in mind, the cybersecurity training aims to provide school heads and with the skills and knowledge they need to rise to these challenges, and in turn they will have to pass on these basic notions of cybersecurity hygiene to their pupils. August in service training courses for teacher and inland regions are being held in the other locations. The educational advisor from the Ali Sabih and Sabih Inspectorate. Previously, these types of training courses were held at the CFF, the National Education Teachers Trainer Center. The training sessions were held in the main towns of the country's interior regions in accordance with the MENFOP Minister's note on in-services training before the start of the new school years. Teachers from the all basic schools in Ali Sabih regions benefited from these consecutive days of training. They were equipped with the tools for remediations in the fundamental disciplines of teaching and learning. In other words, the remediations of reading, writing, production, and mathematics. For his part, the regional inspector Muhammad Aden Gele said that provided the training himself alongside the pedagogical supervisors for his inspectorate. The teachers were delighted that the in-service training courses were held in the regions of assignment. In the past, they used it to travel to Djibouti. The second Corridor South tournament in Mulud under the aegis of the Secretariat for Sport. The Committee for the Development of Mulud kicked off the second edition of the eagerly awaited Corridor South tournament yesterday. The tournament, which was become a not to be missed meeting for football fans in the regions, took place under the skies ideal for an event of this scale. The tournament kicked off with a parade of participating teams, proudly representing the various localities in the south of the countries before an audience of distinguished guests, including the prefect of the Artas region, Hassan Dabali Ahmed, the representative of the prefect of Dikhil, Yusuf Ali Iye. Also present were the Vice President of the Regional Council, Mr. Ibrahim Abdallah Guru, and the Regional Directors of the State Secretariat for Sports, Omar Hassan Abdullahi, the Chairman of the Mulud Development Committee, Mahmoud Dabbar, the presence of officers and other influential personalities also enhanced the importance of this event for the region. The opening match marked by the symbolic kicked off by the local authorities pitted the Mulud team against the Abaitu team. The stadium resounded with the shout and cheers of the spectators who had flocked to support their respective teams under the impetus of the player and galvanized by their fan. Mulud's team dominated the match, winning by a resounding 5-0 scorelines over their opponents. For his part, the director of the region of the State Secretary for Sport, Mr. Omar Hassan Abdullahi, underlined the importance of such initiative for sports development and the blossoming of youth in the region. The State Secretary for Sports has always worked in partnership with the Sports Association to promote activities that enrich and energize our youth, he recalled. And now listen the magazine on camel trafficking in Mak'adafa. The rainy season improved this year in the Tajura region. Proof of this can be seen in the abundant greenery both on the roadsides and on the mountains. The impact of the rains was particularly evident in the quality of milk this season, especially camel milk. We were therefore interested in the process of producing and marketing this milk, which is much appreciated by both rural and urban communities. To understand this, we went to a rural area 14 kilometers from the capital in Mak'adafa. We went to meet a family who sells camel milk. Around 5:30 p.m., the camels return and the milking begins. Whether 2 or 4 hands are involved, there is no secret to the operation. The camels wait impatiently and are milked once and twice a day. Camel milk is appreciated for its nutritional qualities. It contains less than fat than cow's milk. One of the farmers, Muhammad Dawood, said that here in Mak'adaf, a few kilometers from the main towns, and the Tajura is close by, they sell by the roadside and also ship to Tajura. Milking a camel is not difficult. It is all we have for work. Once the milk has been harvested, it's time to sell the containers, which are eagerly awaited by motorists. Many of them frequent this important road between Tajura and Balho, stocking up on fresh milk and delighted that milking is taking place before their very eyes. As well as being an excellent source of income for breeders, camel milk is appreciated by consumers and sellers alike. For consumers, it is an almost complete food that helps prevent deficiencies and illnesses. For sellers, camel milk is a great opportunity to generate regular income. What makes this milk so remarkable is its exceptional vitamin C contents. Rainfall is a source of happiness. It quenches the earth's thirst and enriches it, and it also improves the living conditions of the rural populations as a source of income. A fire broke out last night in a workshop manufacturing wooden furniture and other accessories located at the entrance of the Barwajo district, Barwajo neighborhood in Balbala commune, not far from the roundabout the Palmere Bridge. Civil protection forces quickly rushed to the scene of the tragedy and managed to control the fire. This tragedy caused significant material damage and no human losses were reported. The fire started around 7 p.m. and was completely brought under the control at 8 past half p.m. thanks to the determinations of the civil protection firefighters. At midday on August 26, 2024, a road traffic accident occurred at the PK13 traffic circle near the PK13 Road Safety Gendarmerie roadblock, involving only a Howo trailer truck belonging to a transit company. The truck in question was transporting an empty 40-foot containers from the PK20 DIFTZ to the DMP port. Arriving at PK13 traffic circles, the truck negotiated the band at the highest speed. As a result of this reckless maneuver and the trailer safety lock, the container fell onto the roadway, partially blocking the lane. Alerted by road users, the cranes of the National Gendarmerie Road Safety Squadron, reinforced by a team of investigators from the PK12 Road Brigade, rushed to the scene to make the usual observations. As part of this intervention, the gendarmes regulate the flow of road traffic around the incident area. At the same time, the crane team succeeded in clearing the 40-foot containers from the roadway in the record times. Thanks to the professionalism of the gendarmes from the Road Safety Squadron, the situation was quickly restored. The carrier is under investigation for endangering the lives of others and damaging the roadway. For the international scene, Israeli army kills 11 Palestinians during incursions into the northern West Bank. The Israeli army killed 11 Palestinians during drone raids on Wednesday in the north of the occupied West Bank. In a brief statement, the Palestinian Minister of Health and that 6 people were killed in the town of Jenin and 6 in Tuba, and separate incursions by the Israeli army. For his part, the Israeli army confirmed that it was carrying out military incursions in the several areas of the northern West Bank. And the Palestinian groups, including Hamas and Islamic Jihadists, claimed that their fighters were engaged in clashes with the Israeli forces in Jenin and Tulkarem. The mpox clade 1B had not so dangerous strains. On Tuesday, the World Health Organization issued a statement on the clade 1 variant of mpox, which is circulating in Central Africa, affecting countries in Europe, Afghanistan, and elsewhere. According to the WHO, the effects are less virulent, although the data are not yet official. These data are also not yet available. Studies are underway to understand the expertise of these strains. However, the epidemiological data available do not show that the clade 1B variant leads to an increased numbers of the severe cases of deaths, explained the World Health Organization's spokesperson, Dr. Margaret Harris. Namibia plans to kill 723 wild animals, including 83 elephants, according to the Minister of Environment, which made the announcement in a press release on Monday. The meat will be distributed to people in the need of food due to the severe drought in southern Africa. The slaughters will take place in parks and communal areas where the authorities estimated that the number of animals exceeded the available pastures and water reserves. The local NGO Elephant Human Relations Aid regret these decisions and calls for alternative solutions. A petition has been launched on the changes. ONG Southern Africa is facing its worst drought. Namibia used up 84% of its food reserves last month, according to the United Nations, which adds that almost 1.5 million people are exposed to food insecurity and results in a drought. International humanitarian aid is still not forthcoming despite numerous UN warnings. UN rising sea levels threatening Pacific paradises from Tonga in the Pacific. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres issued a global SOS for the government to step up their climate action is in the face of rising sea levels, which are seriously threatening these vulnerable regions. Guterres stressed the need for leaders to drastically reduce global greenhouse gas emissions, lead a rapid, equitable phase out of fossil fuel, and massively increase investment in climate adaptations. He stressed that only by limiting global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius could not be held irreversible greenhouse gases. And this is it for the news. Thanks for watching us. Have a good evening.